Hey, listen, have you ever wondered how you can help build generational wealth for your family? One of you actually wrote me asking about that, and I have turned it into a reading that I really hope you enjoy. If you happen to be new here, my name is Shon, and I'm very happy that you're joining us. As you can probably tell by the fact that I'm like beaming, I'm so excited about this topic. I'm excited for like three reasons. The first is that one of you asked for it, and I absolutely love collaborating with you on ideas. If you have an idea that you would like me to read on for you, let me know. Put it in the comments, and I will take a look at it as a possibility. The second reason why I'm super excited about it is because I love bringing you guys messages about money and building your wealth. That's what my entire channel is dedicated to. And so this idea of helping you build wealth that doesn't just help you, but helps the people that you love as well. And three, like those are even words. And three, I'm excited about this topic because I'm curious. Like, I really just want to know what is going to come up. What are the ways I might steal some of these ideas for myself? So without any further ado, let's get started. As you can see, I have put together for you, as always, the combination of a crystal, a quote, and a flower to use as your selectors. All right, you can use those to choose your pile, or if you would prefer, you can just let your intuition guide you to what message is best for you today. Now, here's the thing. There is no limit, Viber, on how much wealth we can build. So it's possible that you could get messages from every single one of these readings or two of these readings as things that you could possibly do to help build generational wealth for your family. So feel free to listen to more than one. All right. First, we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Take a second, take a look, see which of these piles is calling to you today. And once you've decided which one you want to go with, scroll down to the description box. That's where you'll find the timestamps letting you know how to get to your exact message or messages if you want to have multiple ways of building wealth. And I will see you there. Hey, welcome to your pile 1 reading. If this is your first time here, my entire channel is dedicated to bringing you a divine feminine approach to your career, wealth, business you might own. So be sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my messages. All right, I'm excited about this topic. Let's jump right in. Okay, so as you can see, I have pre-pulled some cards for you. This is where we're going to start. We have a combination of tarot and oracle, and then we're going to get a little bit more guidance even from this oracle deck. So to begin with, we have the Gilded Tarot Royale, the Starlight cards, and of course a goddess card. And our goddess deck for the day is the Goddesses Among Us Oracle. Let's begin with your tarot messages. We have Two of Cups. We have the Emperor. We have the Seven of Cups. Interesting. In reverse at that. And we have the Two of Wands. Some of you are going to love what I'm about to say. Some of y'all are going to hate this ish so much. What I am seeing here in the cards for you is part of building generational wealth. Part of your contribution to building generational wealth for your family is going to require you to work with someone in your family. This is somebody who tends to have a very firm view of things. It could be steeped in old traditions. They are very structured, very much of a disciplinarian in how they take care of themselves, how they approach life, how they tackle work, even how they deal with you. Now, if you don't mind being led, this is great news for you. If you're someone who wants to be able to lead, this might be a little bit tricky. But as we can see with our Two of Cups and our Emperor, it is definitely about working with a partner. And this does feel like it's got the energy of family owned business, family run business. So part of the building of this generational wealth has to do with the passing on of the business. It could be that this very structured figure, I'm trying to refrain from saying patriarchal figure, because it may not actually be a man. It may not actually be your father. It could be, or it may not actually be your father or uncle or grandfather, I should say, because all three of those could, fall under the, what is it? The name or the idea of somebody patriarchal. It could actually even be a female member of the family who just tends to be very stern or have a lot of characteristics that we tend to attribute to masculinity, right? Or a patriarchy. So there is very strong generational wealth vibes, or I should say there's very strong passing on of the business energy here. So this could be something that I just did this whole thing about how I don't want to say patriarchal, and I was about to say it anyway. How this leader in the family, this person may have started the business, okay? What I'm trying to say is the person that this Emperor card represents may have actually started the business, and they may be getting up in years, and it's time for them to hand it over to you. And we may have a little bit of a clash between the two of you about the direction you think the business ought to go in. And as you see here with this Seven of Cups in reverse, you're getting a little bit of a warning to not push your ideas. It's not that your ideas are wrong. It's just that having too many options right now is not going to serve the business. It can create confusion because at this time, there isn't just one leader. It's not just about the way you think things should go, even if you are right. For the time being, putting a little bit of a a pause on trying to introduce new ideas or new ways of doing things with this business, new products to offer, new services to offer, new systems to implement, new employees to bring on. Don't do that right at this minute. Right now, what's very important is for you and this more established figure in the business to work together. Listen to them, learn from them, because some of what it is they have done is still very valuable to you, even though you have new knowledge that in the long run is going to catapult that business and grow the wealth for the family even more. But right now, there is a great energy around listening, almost like a sitting at the knee of that person. Think of it as an apprenticeship. Now, if it is actually a member of your family, because again, for all of you, it may not be a family thing. If it is actually a member of your family, what can be tricky here is any sense of like unresolved issues with this person or a tortured dynamic, particularly one that has to do with control. And as hard as it might be, it will be so helpful for building the generational wealth or your contribution to the generational wealth of the family for you to heal that to the best of your ability. Or if you can't heal it, ignore it for a couple of hours a day. Because your energy is needed for where this business is going in the future. But the foundation that this person has, even if some of it is technically outdated, the wisdoms or the energy behind some of the practices that they've done to get the business to where it is right now are still very valuable. We have here with this Two of Wands, that's the vision card. And as you can see here, let me say that better. It's vision in terms of like having a sense of your vision, what you want to build in the world or what you want to go out in the world to do. Right? And as you can see here with this particular depiction of the Two of Wands as provided to us by Ciro Marchetti, you have one person that is at a crossroads. And that is one of the big energies here with your situation. There is a crossroads situation involved, but it's not as black and white as crossroad situations often are. It's not like do this or do that. This one seems to be more along the lines of two paths coming together. Okay. And so it's the focus on, because a road is that when you're at a crossroads, like literally in life, like out in the world, walking around or driving around, it's two paths coming together. And a lot of times we'll focus on crossroads as having to choose this direction or that direction. But right now, it seems to be with this particular card that the guidance for you is see what treasure can be mined from these two paths, these two ideals, these two ways coming together. And we have this bunny, this squirrel looking, even these, I want to say crows, and maybe that's because we tend to like to talk about crows in the tarot space. It could be any kind of bird there. Even these birds just kind of hovering around, almost like waiting to see what you're going to do. And I feel that that very much indicates the fact that you are the leader. You are the one who is destined, for lack of a better word, to lead this company or this endeavor into the future that's coming. But there's also very strong waiting energy here, both in the person who represents you as well as these animals. So waiting to take charge, waiting to be in the lead is part of the guidance here. Letting yourself learn from this person who has built this business up, brought it to where it is today. Because also in listening to them and learning from them, you will not just learn the things they did well, but you'll be able to get even greater insight on the things that they didn't do well, or things that not provided, but resulted in challenges or obstacles for the business. So it's very important. Your guidance here is to focus on that partnership and not try to shut down the other person or be obstinate about hearing what it is they have to say. Okay. All right. Now, this starlight card you have says evolve. The cosmic potential flows through you. The potential flows through you. So some of what could cause an issue in the working with this other person, some of what could cause an issue in the dynamic, is feeling as though your position as heir apparent or even just manager at this time or something like that is feeling as though it's threatened by the other person's unwillingness to let go. But it is destined for you to lead the way going forward. It is not that you are going to have anything taken from you. The only way it's going to be taken from you is if you get frustrated by the situation and you choose to walk away. And that's what will prove to be a threat to not just your standing in this company or business endeavor, but in the wealth for the family. Because for it to stay generational wealth, it has to stay within the family. Justin's father owns a business. I don't even know when he started it, but he's had it all of Justin's life. And he's got two sons, Justin and his brother, Jared, and both of them have worked for his father. But both Justin and Jared are artists. So neither one of them actually wants to have the control of that business. They've worked for him before, but they don't want to own it. They don't want to carry it on. So what I always felt a little bit of sadness about, because I do strongly believe in generational wealth, of course, and believe in passing down that which we create to those who come after us, is that that's not going to happen here, And you don't want that to be the case, clearly, because you were attracted to this reading today and you picked this particular pile. So know that evolution is inevitable. This call here to evolve is letting you know that the business itself will evolve. It's just going to take a little bit more time than you want right now, but it is going to evolve into it being led by you. The potential for this business, the cosmic flow flows through you, right? Or the potential, what is possible for this business flows through you. That is not at threat at all. And let this be your confirmation that you are indeed the anointed one. Okay. And then the goddess card you have is interesting. You got Saint Therese. I always find it interesting. I have to remember with this deck that sometimes they have non-goddesses in it. So you got Saint Therese. She is a saint, clearly. And her keywords are simplicity, devotion, empathy. And these are wonderful characteristics for you to bring to this situation and this dynamic. Keep it simple. Don't try to introduce too much new right now. Keep things going the way they're going. Let this person trust that they can leave what they've built in your hands. Let them feel comfortable knowing that their legacy isn't going to be eradicated by your taking over. This might actually let them let go sooner than if you try to force something else. And once they feel comfortable with you being able to continue what they've built, you will sense when it's okay to introduce a thing at a time. Don't go to them with like a 5-page plan, or sorry, not 5-page, 5-point plan, or, even a 10-year plan or something like that for how you are going to completely change the thing they built. Because people are people, and the fact of the matter is ego gets triggered with those kinds of conversations. So to help keep it easy, keep it simple, okay? And then you also have empathy, and having empathy for this person and the feeling that they may have of loss in having to turn something over to another person, loss in not being able to function in the business the way that they used to, loss in even just the fact that they are possibly in that stage of life where, well, they're old, okay? I was trying to find a nice way to put it, but I just can't. I mean, not that old is a bad thing or a bad word. It's just it's an uncomfortable thing for us to say, right? And so there might be a little bit of not knowing what to do with the remaining years, and also discomfort with the fact that there aren't as many years left in their life as the number of years that they've already lived. So having a little bit of empathy for where this person is and what they are experiencing with this evolution and transition is called for here. And then devotion, you've already done it, but you can do it you can continue to do it, is making it clear that you are devoted to what this company is, and you are devoted to the legacy that is being left to you, and that you get to build and make even more. Okay, so your devotion to either the mission of the company, the vision of the company, the neighborhood that you serve, whatever it is, in some way, make this person very comfortable with the fact that you are devoted, by making it clear that you are devoted. And that is really going to help you out in this situation. All right, quick energy for you to tap into as you navigate this. We have faith in your dreams. Have faith in your dreams. So I feel like this is a confirmation for you that this reading is not saying that the vision you have and the things that you would like to do with this company is wrong or won't happen. I think it is letting you know that you can believe in it enough to know that it will work, and you don't have to force the situation. You don't have to push the situation. You don't have to try to implement it before it is comfortably time. All right? Have faith in you, have faith in what you want to do, have faith in what you have learned, what you know, and the new ideas that are coming to you. And having a sense of yourself in that way will help you see yourself as an equal to this person who has been in charge. And that is going to help you feel less of a need to have to push back or fight. Sometimes when we're dealing with authority figures, it can make us revert to aspects of our childhood or being a teenager. And if you have faith in that which you know and that which you believe in for your vision for this company, you will not feel as compelled to do that, okay? All right. Thank you for being here for this reading. This was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you too. I appreciate your being here. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do so we can grow this space. And also give me a like if you enjoyed your messages today, because it really does help YouTube know to share this video with others. Oh, you can also share it with others too. There's this like little arrow thing there. Just hit it. It's a share button. Okay. See you in my next one. Bye. Hey, welcome to your Pile 2 reading. If this is your first time here, my entire channel is dedicated to bringing you a divine feminine approach to your career and wealth. That includes those of you who are business owners. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my messages, all right? As I said in the intro, I'm very, very excited about today's reading. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking. We're just going to jump right in. As you can see, I've pulled some cards for you already. We have a combination of tarot and oracle cards. The tarot deck we're using today is the Gilded Tarot Royale, which is a very opulent feeling deck. And I thought that would be a wonderful choice for us to talk about generational wealth today. So we're going to start our messages with that. You guys have the Two of Swords. Interesting, more swords. Five of Swords. Shifting over to Wands, King of Wands. And then coming back to Swords. The Two of Swords, the Five of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. I also want to go ahead and grab your Starlight card. We have Eternity. Give yourself permission to slow down. This makes it very interesting to me that we didn't also see the Four of Swords. And then your goddess guidance is coming from Pachamama. And her keywords here are nature, responsibility, and I don't know how to say this. I had to look this up in one of the videos before, and I've already forgotten how to say it. Ahisma. There it is. Thank you. Ahisma. And as a reminder, I need to look it up again, what ahisma means. Give me 1 second, you guys. Oh, wait. No, I don't. I actually remember. It is a principle of living in a way that you don't cause any harm to others. So this could include, of course, choosing what to eat. And this is a practice that some people who are vegan or a principle that some people who are vegan are living by. They don't want to do any harm to any other living thing. That's what ahisma is. I'm glad I remembered. Okay, so coming back to how you all will help provide or build generational wealth for your family. You know, this concept of ahisma that we just talked about being rooted in not wanting to do harm to others, the juxtaposition of that against how much swords energy we see, because swords, particularly Five of Swords, speaks to conflict, right? But then it feels like you're like the bringer of peace, the bringer of a new way. And it feels as though your contribution to generational wealth in your family has to do with transformation, transforming the ideas of what money means in your family. So you might be the person who is bringing a new mindset around earning money, around saving money, around investing money, around allocation of funds, around giving to others. And in introducing your family to a new energy around money through these new thoughts, these new beliefs that you have, that's how you're going to help contribute to generational wealth. And you know, you notice here with our Starlight card, we also have the word eternity. So for some of you, there might be this feeling, which we see represented here in this King of Wands, there might be this feeling of having to force the issue, having to push really hard to make them understand, to get other people to see what you see, to help them be the kind of master manifester that you are. But this is letting you know that you can slow down because the change that you're making is a change for eternity. For you, it's not just that you're helping to build generational wealth for your family, but you're actually changing the karmic, it's like you're healing generational wounds around money. You're healing, you're mastering karmic lessons around money for the sake of your family. So what you do is multifaceted in terms of helping your family have wealth now and forevermore, hence eternity. You are the start of it though, right? You are the one that is beginning this. And so it can feel slow to you sometimes. And this could possibly cause you to worry, either because you're worried that the others are not going to understand what you are trying to help them see, that they're not going to see it the way you see it, you know, or it could be worried that maybe you feel like, you know, the family is so behind. And this is one of those situations where you have to play the long game. You have to take a long view of what you're doing because the changes that you are making are transformational. Transformation takes time, and also wealth building takes time. in general. I've heard someone say, I wish I could credit them right now, but it's one of the many teachers around wealth building that I love to consume their content. There are various kinds that I like to listen to. Some talk specifically about business, some talk about personal finance. Some talk about spirituality in the spiritual aspect of money. And so I wish I could credit the person who said this, but they, on multiple occasions, I feel like I don't want to misquote, so I'm not going to say, but they have on multiple occasions talked about the fact that one of the differences between people who have a lot of money and people who don't have a lot of money is oftentimes that those of us who don't have a lot of money are making decisions that we're trying to fix something immediately, or we're trying to get the money fast, or we're trying to do something in a hurry around money, right? And then those of us who do have money, like substantial money, have a more easy energy around it and the ability to look long term at what the money we have can do. So this is where you have someone who is willing to invest to get more money from the money they already have, versus someone who's trying to gamble through actually going to a casino, or I just heard that this crypto is the next big thing and it's going to be a big payday, or someone who's trying to get it quickly through the lottery. And so those methods, it's really fast if it happens for you kinds of methods, don't actually build the wealth. Whereas the longer way of approaching wealth building, where you have a long time horizon, whether because you're young and you're starting to invest early in your career, or you aren't necessarily young, but you're going to let that money sit in your 401k or your IRA, or however you have it invested for 20, 30, 40 years, as opposed to, okay, it's been in there for 3 months, let me take out the profits I've gotten so far, or it's been in there for a year, 2 years, let me take out the profits I've gotten so far, okay? And this energy is very much present here in your reading, this idea of remembering it takes time. And also remembering that you've got all the time in the world, because since the focus is generational wealth, you are doing this for people who will be living in your family that you will never even have the chance to meet. You don't have to see the results of it. I know that's kind of hard to hear. You want to benefit from the changes that you're making. Totally makes sense, human nature. But because you have a heart for your family and wanting your family to have a better financial situation going forward, think about the grandchildren you don't yet know, the great grandchildren. Or if you're not going to have kids like me, I'm not going to have kids, but my nieces, those girls, they're going to get everything I have, everything their parents have, and everything my sister Christina has, which is not their mom. My sister Cheryl is their mom. These girls, they're going to have it made, right? So think in terms of the long term, and let that help you rest your energy some and let go of the worry around it. Okay? One thing that you can do to help you relax around it is knowing that despite whatever pushback you're getting from other members in your family as you try to make them change their ways, first of all, I do want to remind you, we cannot change other people. The best you can do is let them know what you're doing, and maybe it's attractive enough to them that they will want to do it too, okay? But if you try to force people to understand what you understand, human nature again is going to make them resist, and then also they may not have the ability to understand what you understand. That's a real thing, okay? Do you know about my Patreon? There are 3 levels of membership available, each of which gives you instant access to my entire library of meditations and a host of other benefits. Now, at the Viber Gold level, you also get a free personal reading from me once a month. You should definitely check it out because I would love to have you join our community. So as you get pushback from them, if there's anything that gets said to you about how you think you're this or you're changing or you think you're better or anything like that, don't buy into that. I feel like I don't need to tell you that, but in case I do, know that you have the right and the responsibility to be focusing where you're focusing. You have the right because it's your nature. It's who you naturally are. And if you hadn't been that previously, it's because you hadn't yet learned the things that you now know. We start off with just the knowledge that is given to us by the people who raise us, or the school system that we're in, or what we're exposed to by the media, right? Or from the media? In the media. But then something might have happened where you learned more about money and the effective use of money, effective ways to draw money in, to make money grow, to keep money and to use money. And so that resonated. I said the R word. That aligned for you because it was your nature to begin with. You just hadn't had exposure before, okay? So it is your nature, which means you have the right to be doing these things and to want this for the people you love. And it's your responsibility, because I do feel like those of you who are drawn to this pile are definitely the ones who have been tasked by either your ancestors or the universe, or if you believe in God, whoever it is you think has anything to do with the trajectory of your life. You could even just call it fate, that you're the one who's been chosen to make this shift, to make this transformation in your family. And then letting the principle of ahisma keep you from letting any difficult conversations or challenging conversations with other people in the family take you out of your very natural state of power and do harm to others with your words, words directly to them, or words that you might feel inclined to say behind their back because of this discomfort that they make you feel. Don't worry about it. The ones it's meant for, they will get your message. They will come alongside you soon enough. And the ones that it's not meant for, that's okay, because they have the right to be poor if that's what they want to do. But the key here is that you're the one who's decided to learn new things and to have new ideas about money, and you are bringing that to your family. That's your contribution to the generational wealth of your family. So it's mindset stuff. A lot of it is mindset stuff. And I talked earlier about this thing where it's like you not trying to force them to see what you see. And, with the Two of Swords, we always have this thing where there's the blind folding of the person in it. This doesn't really feel like a person so much as it feels like an entity, maybe. But, there's this covering of the eyes, this not being able to see aspect of it that typically when this card comes up in a reading, I interpret it as rely on your intuition more instead of just paying attention to that which you can see with your eyes. Maybe part of the guidance here for you is to allow whomever it is in your family who may be giving pushback, or maybe you're watching them make stupid decision after stupid decision after stupid decision, and it breaks your heart because they need to just be better with their money. Give them the space to let their intuition lead them in the way they ought to go. Okay, all right. So getting an energy for you from the Moonology deck. Energy that you can bring to this scenario. Look at that. Communication is key. Communication is key. So I feel like this is saying to you, if you heard this message so far today and you felt tension or tightness, you might be one of those people that has to meddle. I mean, these people exist, my mother, Lord love her soul, she needs to meddle in other people's affairs. That's just the way she is. I'm the opposite. I'm just like, you do you, boo-boo, because I don't like you telling me what to do. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. That's how I like to roll. My mother is the opposite. She wants to tell other people, not just her children, what they should and shouldn't do, Justin's mom is the same way. Very, very, very meddlesome. It's lovely. And you might be one of those people. And I know that just sounds like I just judged you. I kind of did, and I'm sorry. But anyway, if you feel as though you have to keep talking to these people in your family about the choices they're making, the behaviors that they have, or even just their mindset around money that you hear coming out of their mouths, as opposed to, just noticing it in what they do, but actually just anyway, you get what I'm saying. If you feel like you need to talk with them about it, there's two ways coming through that would work well for you, okay? The first is in how you choose to communicate with them. Let me see if I can put that where you can see it better. I do this every time. I do this every time, you guys. Y'all must be sick of me. Hold on. Let me just do this. Okay. So the first is in how you talk to them. The tone of voice you use, the choice of words. Tone of voice is a big thing, though, because that's energy, right? Words are energy as well. But people hear you better when they don't feel attacked, when they don't feel looked down on, when they don't feel like you're trying to force them. Also, people love when you ask them questions. Ask them questions around it, and not questions that make them go defensive. Like, why do you feel like you always have to blah, 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 blah? Don't do it like that. But questions like, I don't know. I wish I could give you this off the top of my head. I can't. But questions is a good way to talk to people that makes them not feel like they have to defend themselves or what they're doing, okay? So that's one way. The second way communication is key for you in helping to educate them or move them along or see things differently is just in how you talk about money. So rather than a direct approach, having a conversation with them about it, like one time, oh no, well, probably shouldn't say that. I'm going to leave that alone. Anyway, listen, don't make a plan to sit down with someone and talk with them about their money. They're not going to want to do that. Don't say, hey, listen, I'm sitting you down because I need to talk to you about your finances. If they're an adult, don't flip and do that. They're not going to receive it well. If it is your child, like your teen who's just started working or something like that, or even your college age kid, and you've got this information, share it with them. But remember, particularly if they're college age, they very much want to feel like adults. So approach them like an adult. But we're not even talking about that. Sorry, sidetrack. We're not even talking about when you are having a direct conversation with them about it. We're talking about the communication that is indirect and how that's going to serve you well. So it's just about how you talk about your own money and them getting to hear that. When they hear you talk about how you save, where you save, when they hear you talk about what you're investing in, how often you invest, when they hear you talk about how you negotiate salary, whatever the thing is, what businesses you're looking at possibly buying outright or investing into if you're doing it through the stock market or through private equity or starting for yourself, whatever the conversation is, or whatever the behaviors are or the actions you plan to take around money, if you talk about them and you talk about them with joy, your excitement about doing it, and even better, when you start talking about the results you're starting to see from the actions that you have already taken, and you do that with joy, they are going to be intrigued. Some may even be jealous. And then that's when they're going to ask you, how do I do this? How do I do what you do? How do I get what you have? I'd like to do that. That sounds fun, Okay, so you guys, this is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here. Listen, if you enjoyed your message, don't forget to like it. So Facebook? No, wait, where are we? YouTube. So that YouTube knows to share it with other people. It really does help get the message out there for those who need it. And also it helps me as a creator when more people are able to see what we're doing here in our little corner of YouTube, okay? And then also if you're not already subscribed to the channel, do that as well. I am so close to hitting 500 subscribers, which is one of 2 steps necessary for me to be able to be like big time on YouTube. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I would enjoy it if it did. I don't know. It could attract trolls and that wouldn't be fun. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. And I will see you in my next one. Bye. Hey there, and welcome to your Pile 3 reading. So in case you skipped the intro, I mentioned there that today's topic was suggested by one of the viewers, one of you guys. And I'm so grateful to you for suggesting this topic, because I bet it's on so many people's minds, and it allows us to build wealth not just for ourselves but also for the people we love. So if this is your first time here, my entire channel is dedicated to bringing you a divine feminine approach to your career, your wealth, and even your business if you happen to have one. So be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my messages. All right, you guys, let's get into this. I am so curious to find out what contribution you personally are going to make to your family's wealth from now until forever. Let's claim it, forever, wealth forever. All right, so as you can see, I have pre-pulled some cards for you. We have a combination of tarot and oracle cards. We're going to start with our tarot cards and find out, ooh, starting with Pentacles. Look at that. So you have the Page of Pentacles. That's got a new money feel, don't it? We have the King of Cups. Ooh, I actually just felt that in my heart and in my gut. Sorry, King of Cups in reverse. So I felt it in my heart and my gut. We have the Six of Swords also in reverse. And then we have the Three of Cups, which too is in reverse. So right away, something that is coming through for me to share with you guys is don't be afraid of finding new ways of making money. Okay. For some of you, it might have something to do with getting more education, studying in a field that you might have thought people like you don't traditionally study, or maybe you've already got a degree or you're already entrenched in a career. And the guidance here for you then would be to let yourself go back to school. Now, back to school can have many meanings. So don't let that worry you, because if you're already a working professional, you may not feel like you have a whole lot of time, right? You may be like, I'm not trying to go and get another degree, or I'm not trying to go get an advanced degree. So for those of you who want that type of higher education to add to what you already have, or to get it for the first time, that is definitely here. You should definitely do that. For those of you who don't like the idea of having to go back to school in any kind of formal setting, there are so many courses out there that offer certificates of completion, or like mastery, certificates of mastery that you can get, especially since there are ways of making money now, like high income earning ways of making money that you don't have to go and get a formal degree for, because they're technical in nature. Okay, so definitely I'm getting for you this concept of new ways of making money, and it being tied to you learning some new skills, or switching fields altogether. So it could be new skills within the field you already work in, or switching fields altogether. I find the number of cards in reverse that we have here very, very interesting. So sometimes a reversal can talk about a block. Sometimes a reversal is telling us to pay close attention to something, right? Sometimes the reversal can be about a change in the energy that that card represents. Our King of Cups in reverse seems to be saying to you, and for some people this might be a little bit of a hard message to get, to not be as heart-led in your decisions around money as you've previously been. Okay, so this would be particularly hard for someone if you've chosen a specific field because you were interested in it. Like, for instance, you know that I'm a professional actor. I knew before I went to college that I was going to go to college for acting. And I'm just very lucky that when I started in an environment where I was able to work right away as a professional and support myself doing it. But that's not the case for most people, right? And so I am now at a place where I'm looking at possibly transitioning out of acting. I'm definitely acting less than I used to. And it's coming from a place of wanting different things for myself than what acting has been able to give me, or what I thought it was going to give me when I first made that choice. So that may be something that you're experiencing right now. Or it could be that you are experiencing this thing where the thing that you loved and were interested in doing, inspired by, maybe even felt called to do, is just not something that you still have an interest in. And that might be part of this guidance here, to get more education in order to grow the wealth. And that lack of interest may be coming from, again, similar to, that lack of interest may be coming from it not providing you with what you need financially, what you want financially for yourself, as well as for the people in your family whom you love so much. The Six of Swords in reverse seems to be saying, don't be afraid of making this change. Don't be afraid of going in, for you guys, it really does feel like a new direction. Six of Swords isn't always about going in a new direction. It is about going from one state or way of being or living or thinking, specifically because it's swords, to a better. So we're talking about an ameliorated situation, things getting better. And with us having this card show up in the reverse right now, it feels like the guidance is like a hug for you, right? To not be afraid to look at things differently, to think about things differently, and to go in this new direction, to make this change towards something that would be better for you and ultimately for the members of your family, to help you create this generational wealth. And then finally, we have this Three of Cups in reverse. And again, it feels as though it's saying, don't be afraid. And it feels to me like it's specifically saying, don't be afraid to go at this alone. So you may be working in an environment that you've been in for a long time. You know the people that you work with, you love them. They may be work family or work friends to you. And the idea of learning something new or going in a different direction, new ways of making money, is scary because you don't want to leave them behind. So for you, the challenge may not be that you're scared of trying new things or learning new things or making a shift, later in life. Later for some of y'all might mean like in your 30s, which is not late, that's young, or 40s or 50s, right? 60s, 70s, like, so that could be the concern. But more so than it being it doesn't really feel that much like it's a fear of changing direction to learn new things or go in a new field. But there is a sadness that comes up for you when you think about no longer working with the people that you've been working with. And again, this part of the message is specifically about the people who feel close to their workmates, their friends at work, their work husband or work wife even, And so yes, as you make the decision to make new money or make money in new ways, it will be leaving behind these friends. And that is going to feel initially like going it alone. But the thing is, if you're going into a new environment, if it's an educational environment or it's a new work, there's people there, right? Like, there's people there and you will make new friends. And it sounds like it kind of sounds like the mom that has to have the talk with the kid that's going into middle school, and they're scared of, what if they don't like me, or what if it's for me, like when I was growing up, y'all, do you know that I went to 9 schools in 12 years? My mama moved me around that much. And actually, no, wait, I'm sorry. To be fair to my mom, 2 of those moves were the natural progression of level of school. Going from elementary to middle was one, and that was very, very natural. I think that's the only one, though. All of the rest of them were because of family choices. But anyway, so I used to be terrified at the first day of school all the time. I got picked on a lot as a kid. I'll just put it out there. And so I got picked on a lot in my second elementary, no, it was my third elementary school. 3 elementary schools, y'all. I got picked on so much by the kids there who were also the kids in my neighborhood, so that when a subsequent move happened, I was terrified. I remember being in 7th grade. We had moved to a new city. I was starting a new school. It was junior high, and I'm crying in the halls and holding on to my mom before she left me there for the day on the first day, right? And so there's a little bit of that energy where this part of me is saying to you, it's okay, you'll make new friends. My mom said that to me. And, they called me Ash Attack. They called me Ash Attack at that school for a while because during gym class one day, I had not lotioned my legs, and I didn't know you shouldn't put water on ashy legs, and that stuck. It didn't stick forever though, because by the time that happened, I had made new friends, and they were friends that I loved, and they had similar interests as me, and they had a similar way of learning as me. So we were in the same types of class together, and that hadn't been the case with the people in my old neighborhood at my old school. And for you, there might be some of that here too. So it's not just knowing that you will meet new people, you will make new friends, you will have a new friend group, but also these people will quite probably have more in common with you in terms of interests or ability, given where you are at this time in your life. Because what we're talking about at the end of the day is you advancing. And if you stay where you've been just because your friends are there, you are not going to fulfill your potential. All right, let's take a look at your other cards that came up. We have Inspire, There's a fire inside you burning brighter than the sun. Yeah, you are big. You are big. You are big. Like, you are magnificent. You are meant for so many things. There's so much that's possible for you. And you stepping into an acceptance of that about yourself, even if it means that you are different than the people that you are closest to, whether they're family members, the friends from work that we've already talked about, or friends that have been in your personal life heretofore, it's okay, because you need to be able to help build generational wealth for your family. You have to accept the greatness of you. You absolutely have to accept your ability to learn, to advance, to not just aspire to more, but inspire others to aspire for more based on the choices that you make. Okay, so this fire inside of you, this passion that you have to want to build generational wealth or help build generational wealth for your family, this is real, and it should not be tamped down, tampered down. I don't know. Don't snuff it. Okay, so then your goddess card, you guys. Oh, you got Shakti. You got the goddess Shakti. Girl, awakening, movement, energy, kundalini. Okay, so some of y'all, I'm getting to tell you to dance. That shit's obvious. I haven't cursed this whole video until just now, and it's probably because I just love dance, and I love that it feels like dance is coming up for you. Dance does not have to be formalized dance. It does not mean you have to go to a dance class. It does not mean that you have to be good at dance. You can do dance workouts that are available on YouTube. I find them all the time. I love them. I want to suggest one for you. It's called Hip Hop Fit. It's a fun, easy way to learn hip hop choreography and lose some weight if you feel you need to. And, or just, help with your cardiovascular. Don't want to forget that. Super important. It could also just be putting on, and I've said this before in other videos, you guys, putting on some of your favorite music and dancing to that. And the reason why dance comes up here in terms of you building generational wealth is, one, when we move our bodies, we are in a flow state. We are flowing. And when we flow, money flows. I cannot tell you the number of times where I've been like strapped for cash, or it was going to be a long time before the next payment I was expecting was going to come. And then I go and I dance. And when I'm finished with that, there's something magical. It's almost like doing spell work with your body, right? As soon as I'm done with that dance session, I check my email and there's orders from people, or there's a job offer, particularly when I was acting a lot. And it's unexpected money that comes to me. And it's that moving of the energy, the flow of energy. So, dance is a divine feminine activity. It does connect us to our feminine nature, and the connection of money flowing too. Not to mention the use of energy creates more energy. And this can help you feel enlivened and inspired towards taking these actions that we've already talked about, looking at ways that you can learn more, or new ways for you to learn, new ways of making money, but there's a freedom, a lightness, and a fun that comes with moving that body. Now, another option, in addition to, I don't want to say instead of, because I really do feel like you should dance, whether you're good at it or not, but another option to add to this is Kundalini Yoga. So we have awakening here as a word, and it's connected to Kundalini. So specifically Kundalini awakening, and that's the movement of energy up your spine from the root chakra up through the crown chakra. And when those when those energy centers are activated, and when they are balanced, that's when we are the most aligned, and we are able to draw most to ourselves that which we want. And in this case for you, it is more money, or even better, insights of money. It feels like more money because of this guidance around new money. But it could even just be new guidance, new insights on how to use money so that you can help build generational wealth for your family. It just hit me that I forgot something important to share with you about this King of Cups in reverse, because you may remember I said there were two things it could mean. So I spoke about the one, which was, a shifting from doing that which was a heart-led choice for the work you did, versus now making a different decision. The second thing that came through was being too generous with your money. That this King of Cups in reverse may be saying to you to not give so much to others. Now, this does not feel as though it is admonishing you against charitable giving or even tithing, though that could be part of it if you're one of those people that constantly tithes. Maybe you were taught that if you tithe, that God would constantly make sure you had what you needed, but that hasn't been your experience. That's not what you're feeling. That's not what you're seeing. And, whatever the divine is, regardless of what you call it, I don't personally believe that it would want you to put yourself in a position that is doing harm to you. And so that entity, however you categorize it, would not want you to keep giving if in the amount of giving you are doing, you are not having enough for yourself, for just taking care of your basic needs, let alone helping to build generational wealth for the sake of your family and those who are coming after you, whether it's your children, your nieces, grandchildren to come, great-grandchildren to come. So it could be about tithing. It could be about charitable giving. But it feels very much like this is about when you give to other people. So there might be someone in your, like, individuals. So there might be someone in your life who is constantly coming to you asking for money. They are always needing some kind of financial bailout. And the guidance there with this King of Cups in reverse is to stop making heart-led decisions around money in terms of how much you're giving. If you are a business owner, I just got another hit. If you're a business owner, for you, it could be that you've been over giving in what you are like. So you might constantly be discounting things for people, specific people, or your customers in general, where you're not actually receiving financially that which is rightly representative of the work or quality of work you're doing for them. So just be aware of that. Try to shift that behavior. Don't do that. Okay? So I just realized, is this crooked? Y'all, if this has been crooked the whole time, please forgive me. I can't really tell. And we are, coming towards the end of your reading, so I don't want to spend a lot of time trying to futz with this camera right now, but actually, I'm about to, because I'm like OCD. I think that has been crooked the whole time. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, so finally, wow. Take time to breathe out. I was going to say, now we are going to get your, the energy for you to bring to this change, this endeavor, this choice that you are making to help build generational wealth for your family. And it says here, take time to breathe out, which I find very, very, very interesting because that clearly implies resting. And I'm wondering if for you, this might be saying you don't have to rush to make the decision of how to bring in this new money. In trying to do too much or trying to do too much too fast, the mind races. And sometimes we'll get an answer when that happens, but a lot of times we don't get the best quality of answer. And because you are looking at going into new territory, it feels like your guidance here is to be restful as you make this decision. Let yourself take time to research or explore various options that cross your mind. And also by going into a rest energy, which again is also a divine feminine energy or a feminine energy, it's the being in the place of receiving. The answers will come to you, and resting around it will help you receive the answers that are coming. I hope that makes sense. It kind of sounds like I'm implying that the answers will come from outside of you. You might get some signs and synchronicities from your guides that you see. But it will be confirming the answers that are actually coming from inside of you, okay? Typically, the answers come from within. So take some time to breathe out. And for some of you, I'm really getting that I should say to you, breathe out as you accept this decision that you're making to learn more or to learn different so that you can have more to share with your family so that you can build. Hey, for some of you, it might even be going into, what's it called? like, gosh, what's it called? Becoming a certified financial planner. I don't know why that wasn't on the tip of my tongue for some reason, but some of you may have an interest in not just helping your family have wealth long term, but helping other people to build wealth. Maybe you've been thinking about doing your own financial services practice or business, or working for someone. Maybe you get excited when you hear these kinds of videos on YouTube, or watch those kinds of videos on YouTube, or read about it in a book. And you are like, I know so many people who would benefit from this information and I want to share it with others. But maybe you haven't felt like you had the right to, because you don't have the formal certifications. See, that's one of those situations where you're not talking about a very long term, especially if you already have a degree, a very long term commitment in getting the new education that you would need to make this shift. So someone out there wanted to hear that, and there you go. I absolutely love this for you. It's, I definitely am loving the fact that what you are about to do is going to be such an inspiration for others in your family, particularly if you are among those who are going to choose to get some more education. The young ones in your family, or even some of the older ones in your family who see you make that choice, you're already 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, and they see you go back to learn more, or go somewhere new to learn more, that is going to speak volumes to them. So in this choice you're making, not only will you be helping to bring more actual money into your family, which helps build generational wealth, but new behaviors, new ways of looking at what's possible regardless of stage of life. And as they see you do it, they may be more inclined to do it. As they see you value education, they may value education more. And education, I feel, is the first step. Whatever kind of education it does not have to be formal education, but educating yourself. The thing about knowledge is power. Like, that's the first step to wealth creation, in my opinion. All right, so this is what I have for you today, you guys. If you have enjoyed this reading, please give it a like. Give me a thumbs up, because it does help YouTube know that you value this reading and that other people might enjoy it as well. This will help the message get out there to other people who would also like to know how they can help build wealth, or create generational wealth for their families. You can also share it with people that share it on your social media. If you are somebody that's on Facebook all the time, let other people know this is out here. Did I beg you enough? Anyway, I do hope you found enough value in it, or got enough from it, enjoyed it enough, and felt encouraged and empowered enough that you give me that like and you share it, because it really does mean the world to me, and it does help YouTube let other people know what we are doing here in our corner of their platform. All right, you guys, take care, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Do you know about my Patreon? There are 3 levels of membership available, each of which gives you instant access to my entire library of meditations and a host of other benefits. Now, at the Viber Gold level, you also get a free personal reading from me once a month. You should definitely check it out, because I would love to have you join our community.